So we made it to Tennessee, just outside Nashville. We're on a freshwater lake, which is very warm and very nice to swim in. It's super hot, it's 34. And it's a pretty big lake. I think it's actually a reservoir, but it's pretty cool. We've got a spot right on the end. There's not too many people around us. And we're gonna cook some dinner. Very nice out. Dowdy! And there's a kind of a neat marina beside us. About the size of Lefroy, like we had our boat at. Doesn't seem to be very active, but it's not the weekend. We'll see on the weekend if this turns into a shit show here.
We're leaving right now. Marathon Motorworks is known for creating vehicles of the time period of 1907 to 1914. And those vehicles are here on our left-hand side. Inside.
Pretty cool, eh? All right, so one day before we move out from Tennessee, there is nobody on this lake, and it's just me and Dowdy. Dowdy's sitting there having a beer with lime, looking very cute. We went for a swim this morning. We went for a kayak on this lake this morning. Where were we? Way over there on the other side of the lake. We went a few kilometers on the kayak and had a nice time. The weather's just glorious, not a cloud in the sky. Unfortunately, there is a hurricane possibly coming to close to where we're going in Destin, Florida. The meteorologists say that it's not going to hit us there. It's going to be too far over, maybe 200 miles or so, or maybe even farther, but we will get the rain and hopefully not too high winds. So we will see when we're driving down there on Wednesday this whole hurricane situation. If it turns out that it's going to shift towards us, we will go somewhere else. Maybe South Carolina, Dowds?
Yep.
South Carolina? We're going to head east, even though we're going to lose our deposit on the other place, but who cares? So we'll see what happens. So our last day in Nashville, Tennessee, and very picturesque spot. We are alone here at the camp on the lake. Not too much is going on, pretty quiet, and it's been a really nice camp spot. So these are all the people evacuated in the hurricane, and we're still driving into it. We're on the edge of it here, but it doesn't look too bad. So we're just going to keep continuing. Hurricane Francine starting to come in. A lot of rain, a little bit of wind up to 24, 25 miles an hour. We're on the edge of the hurricane. Hopefully we'll survive. So it looks like everything's settling down a little bit and the hurricane's moving off. We're just at the edge of it. The winds aren't too bad, some gusts, but the rain is just like crazy rain. I don't think we've ever seen rain like this. Hey, sweetie?
Nope.
And nothing's leaking, surprisingly. So the hurricane is still going. We're at the tail end, on the edge of it. They set up an emergency pump system, I guess to keep some cisterns from overflooding and the road from overflooding. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just pumping thousands and thousands of gallons of water into this. It's like a reservoir behind us here, and I guess it's to protect the infrastructure here. So they have an emergency pump set up, a very big one over there, and this thing is really filling up. It's almost overflowing now. Yesterday, before the rain really started, there was maybe 6-7 feet like of retaining wall below this, and it's like, so that's like 7 feet. Now it's gonna flip into this next area that has grass on it any second here. It's at the edge of it, so yeah, a lot of water, a crazy amount of water coming down. Well, the pumps can't keep up. The road is starting to flood over there. Those guys are like literally under quite a bit of water there, and this thing is filled up above the edge now, and now we have a tornado warning on top, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do. All right, well, the road is flooded down over there. This pond is definitely overflown now. It's like into the trees over there. This one of our neighbors over there moved because their whole area is flooded over there. It's underwater. And the pump, like, I mean, you could see where it was. Now it's getting very full. And we're just ready to jump in our truck because of the tornado warning, so we'll see what see what happens. There's not really anywhere else to go but our truck here. So the guy's up to his knees over there in water. He's trying to wade through it. So pretty good flooding. Oh yeah, look at, he can. Yeah, he's up to his knees. He's like, what to do now? He goes, I don't know. We're on high ground here, luckily, but at some point, I mean, the water's coming up here too. So a few people are getting into their trucks and stuff. The water's getting higher. And there's a tornado watch just west of us. And the rain's still coming down. This pond is really flowing. The guys are out there with the pumps trying to do something, because the other side of the area over there is actually flooding, maybe 2.5 feet of water already. And these guys are trying to keep these pumps going. There's 3 of them out there now, and it's filling up pretty quick. A little bit of flooding going on here, maybe 2-3 feet, no more than that maybe. The boys are trying to, oh Christ, everything's flooded down here. They're trying to do skimming, and this reservoir is almost full. I don't know what the fuck happens then. But they can't clear it. It's too much rain. This is a lull in the rain now. Fucking hell. Luckily we're on the highest spot in the park. Everything's flooded here. Well, the pond is at capacity and they got nowhere else to pump the water, so we'll see what happens. And the ocean is just crazy out there. Big waves out there. Way out there. There's some huge waves. Goopy jellyfish washed up everywhere. We're in Seaside today. Very pretty little town. Very pretty place, that's for sure.
I don't think you're right. We're not really where the main.
No, we're not. Super pretty town. Yeah, really neat. Just beautiful place. A lot of money here. Isn't it gorgeous? Super pretty. Yeah, really cute. Just a beautiful town. This is like a planned community. Seaside, Florida. They did a good job planning it. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. Everything is beautiful. These are just the side streets of houses. The beach is maybe 500 meters from here. Just gorgeous. Everything's just upkept like you wouldn't believe this place. Everything is just upkept. Just gorgeous, eh?
Absolutely stunning.
Very, very pretty. Yeah, kind of that feel, but this is all planned. Like this is all, someone designed this all this way. So cool. Totally neat. Like a little catwalk. Just beautiful. Everything is so nice. Very expensive stuff. Now we're back in Seaside doing a little bike, and everything is just so meticulously groomed here. It is just crazy, the level of detail. Just beautiful. Everything is just beautiful. Miles and miles of beautiful landscaping and houses. And here comes Dowdle across the bridge. Super white sand here, like ultra white powdery sand. I don't think I've seen sand this white. It's almost blinding in the sun. Really cool dunes too. Going through Montgomery, Alabama area. And here's Dowdy and me in Columbia, Tennessee, just for the night as we go off to Kentucky. It's kind of a nice little spot, very wooded, smells woodsy, off the interstate and far enough that we can't hear any traffic. So we're just staying the night. We're not even gonna unhook. Kentucky, headed to Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark Distillery. Pretty, eh? Really cool peppers they've got here. Beautiful color, like purple. What are they? Starza. Beautiful pepper.
Cypress is not a taste of bourbon, so you'll hear people call it a flavor neutral wood. For column still, then we separate out that grain. So we give our spent grain to local farmers as cattle feed. Happiest cattle in the world are in.
all the trees are black from a black mold from the bourbon that's being aged here.
They burn the inside of the barrel for 40 seconds as a local free char. And most distilleries you go to use a 50-second char, it's not a 60. Doesn't seem like that would make a big So, welcome to the cellar. Back wall, you see that is natural limestone. So basically, they
Very pretty distillery. Surprising how small it is. I thought Maker's Mark would be huge, but it's actually tiny. And the creek is not where they get their water from. There's a giant lake up there. Just very idyllic in Kentucky. And we're the only RV at the Maker's Mark Distillery. The Winnie Mini. Wow, look at the gorge over there. Dad's. See it? So we're on the Kentucky River. It's just down there, and there's like a 300-foot gorge on the other side, and we're in a big, big valley. And there's literally no cell service here. However, I have my 30-foot cell booster mast that is crazy high up. And I am the only one here in this whole park that has any cell service. Coming up to Kentucky's largest Osage and oldest Osage orange tree. Never seen one before, but it has fruit that's like a grapefruit and really kind of bumpy. Oh man, look at this thing. This is some beautiful tree. Look at the burls in it. And we're in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Founded in 1774. Oh yeah, look at the burls on this thing. Oh my, what a gorgeous tree. There's no fruit on it right now, but just a splendid tree. Huge, huge tree. Kentucky's very pleasant. What an Osage orange looks like. It's not edible to humans, but animals can eat it. It's like a weird, lumpy kind of thing. Never seen one before in my life, but it's neat. Now we're gonna storm the fort of Fort Herod, which is like a kind of a cool wooden fort that existed here. This one's fixed up, but this is where it was. It looks very cool. Oh, we have someone over there, potential attack. It's a cool fort. Looks like some kids are here. We got a little spring here, and we got an excavator behind us doing some work, so, but it's a pretty cool spring. Just coming out of the rocks. A dowdle going into the church there. We're in downtown Harrodsburg. Looks like a cute little town in Kentucky. Our second attempt with the inflatable boat, and we're on the Kentucky River, and I don't think there's anything here that'll sink us. What do you think, Dowds? We should be pretty good.
Maybe a log.
Maybe a log, but supposedly this falls over here is like the Niagara Falls when the water's running, but they're in a drought here, so there's almost no water going through it. Pretty cool otherwise though. Look at this. This gorge we're in is just huge. It's like all limestone, maybe? Just beautiful. There's not much current here either. Really cool outcropping up there. Faster, woman, faster. Total. I know. Who needs a gas-powered motor?
I wonder where the ropes, the rope, what do you call it? Rope thing that you jump into the water. What do you call it?
Oh, I don't know. We should look though. We're in Shaker Town with
The Dowdy.
a really cool village, Shaker Village at Pleasant Hill. Just a really pretty spot they built this town on. This was a Shaker dwelling where they had the women living on one side of the building communally, and the men lived on the other, and we're not sure when they ever got together to procreate, but maybe it was organized somehow, I'm not sure, but a pretty odd setup. And so the men are on that side, and the women are all on this side. A lot of rules here, no talking to each other, no fraternization, no being mean, and then they had guards called caretakers to make sure no one's doing anything outside the rules. And they were celibate, so that answers our question of what happened. So not very fun. A very, very pretty area. They wouldn't have had a lot of fun back in the day, but a lot of pious celibacy and contemplation going on here, but very pretty. And here's one of the very early pump houses. Not a pump house, but they pumped it up here somehow in this big water container. And then since it's up high, it had some head of pressure. And they had running water before anybody really else did. Because they believed cleanliness was close to godliness. Pretty cool.